Hello, welcome to another short video on the ongoing restoration of my 74 Etype. I want to talk about the restoration of the seats today. It's quite a technical thing to do. I've done one, which I'll show you in a minute, but I just want to talk through basically the first sort of instance. Now, if your car is unrestored, then unfortunately the seats are going to look like this. All the rubber perished, the foam's perished, leather is all split and tatty, so obviously that all needs to be thrown away. Now the steel work, I'm going to strip it all down, and then that's going to be sandblasted. I've got a small portable sandblaster here, just runs off the compressor. Now a lot of people say, oh, you've got to go out and buy special sand, and you know, you've got to have silica this and silica that. If you're doing fine work, and maybe aluminium or stuff like that, then yes, buy the special stuff, because you don't want to damage it. But if you're doing rusty steel, then all I use, quite honestly, is just sharp builder sand. Put it through at about 100 psi. I don't use a cabinet, I just put it out on the drive here, and then any spillage isn't a problem. That does a good job. Now I've got one seat sorted. I'll just show you that. This is one that I finished today. All new leathers. I have all the runners painted and sandblasted, all the chrome sorted, new foams. The only thing I haven't done yet is fitted the headrests. This is the back, the foam, the new rubber panels for the driver's side. So I'm gonna show you how to put all that together. So basically, what I'm going to do first, I should cut all this stuff off, then get it ready for sandblasting, and then I'll switch the video back on and show you that. Now it's going to take a little bit of time, so what I should probably do is put it on a part 1 and a part 2 video. So if you want to look out for the second one, that'll be on a bit later. Right, I'll one thing I've noticed is the two seats I have obviously been done by different trimmers at the factory. Now this one has got the vinyl brought up to the thing and then folded back, and then the little clamps fitted on. But on the first one I did, the vinyl was actually stretched over and pushed round like that, and then the clamp put on. So that's how I've done the first one. So I'm not sure what I should do with that. I'll see when it comes here. Now I've just tried to undo the small screws here that hold the runners on, and they're a little bit corroded. So what I shall do, once I've got everything cut off, I've got a small propane burner, so I shall just heat these up until they're red. It's a very good way of shifting it. Let them cool down, a little bit of WD-40, and they'll come off quite easy. One thing I should say is that if you're doing the seats yourself, never strip 2 of them. Just do 1, because you're going to need a reference of how they fold over and fit the leather. How they stud it here, even the way that the reclining seat mechanism goes on, and the return springs, they're handed, and that they fit under and clip over. So it's quite important that you've got a reference that you can work to. So that's what I've done. I've stripped one seat and recovered it and used this seat as a reference, and then vice versa. What I've got here, you're going to need extra flocking to put inside, because you need to pack out the side pieces, because this is the flocking that comes from the factory. It's just what happens is it goes inside along here and bulks out the bucket sort of seat. What I've got here is some jute flocking, which is almost the same. This is plastic backed, but what I do, I just take the plastic off, roll it up to make the flock like that. So I'll show you how to do that later. Right, I've broken the seat down now into its basic components. These are all the metal bits that I'm just about to start sandblasting. They got a little bit of surface rust on, but they're in general condition, good general condition. And the seat runners, believe it or not, still move quite freely, so I'm going to give that a good blasting now. Now, it's important to remember when you are sandblasting that these particles travel at terrific velocity, so good pair of stout leather gloves, protective glasses, and a paper spray suit keeps you clean, dry and safe. So safety is paramount doing this. I'll get it blasted off and then I'll just hang it up, and then I'll just show you, just put in the paint. Finished sandblasting now. The coarse sand that I use, like I said, the Sharp Builder sand, is pretty good. It fetches most of the, well, it fetches all of the rust off. The texture is not rough, but it's not smooth. It's got what I call a good key. I'm going to paint them now. What I paint all the steelwork like this with is a hammerite. Mix it 50-50 and put it through the gun at about 60 psi, and that gives a good hard finish. And with the sandblast effect here, it gives, as I say, really good adhesion. It's important with all this sort of stuff, once you have sandblasted it, is to clean it thoroughly with the airline, blow all the grit and the dirt out, for two reasons. A, the mechanism then moves freely, and B, there's no sand residue in any of the tubes or anything to fall out onto the paintwork later. When you are sandblasting, pay particular attention to the captivated nuts that hold the seats. Make sure that you sandblast them right in and they're all cleaned. Right, I'm going to paint now and I'll show you the result once that's... Everything's painted now, Amorite's gone okay. You don't see very much of this steelwork. 99% of it is covered. The only stuff that's on view is the handle for the seat adjustments and just a little bit of the reclining seat mechanism there. The rest is all hidden under the vinyl and leather, but it's nice to know that it's painted and there won't be a rust problem further down the line. Right, that's it for part one. I'll get everything together to start recovering, and then in part two I'll show you how I do it. Thanks for that. Catch you on the later one.